Hello and welcome, I'm Abrax, and in this video I'm going to go over the Umbra Initiative gear set, a brand new gear set coming to Tom Clancy's Division 2 with Season 10, and I have to say, this one surprised me. The information and gameplay in this video comes from the first phase of the Season 10 PTS, which means it is subject to change before the gear set hits the live game. With that, let's get into it. With every season so far, we've had a new gear set, and Season 10 is no exception. Season 10, we are getting the new Umbra Initiative gear set. A gear set with a focus on moving in and out of cover, playing to the original design of the Division 2 as a cover shooter. Before we talk about how it actually plays, let's go over the description of the gear set. As standard, Umbra gear set seems to come with weapon damage for the core attribute. For the 2-piece bonus, we get 15% crit chance. This is a pretty nice bonus for a 2-piece gear set. Something that lets a lot of gear sets down is you either have to invest into crit damage or chance, with there only being limited minor attributes, so starting out with a good amount of crit chance goes a long way. For the 3-piece bonus, we have 30% reload speed. Reload speed isn't a bad bonus, it's an underrated boost to your DPS. The faster you reload, the more damage you can get out per second. And, uniquely for the 4-piece gear set bonus, we actually get 2 talents that work together, from the shadows and into the light. From the shadows, while in cover, gain 10 stacks per second up to 50. Each stack gives 1% crit hit damage and 0.3% RPM or rounds per minute. Buff does not apply while shooting from cover. While out of cover, lose 4 stacks per second at normal speed and 2 stacks per second sprinting. Into the light. While out of cover and in combat, gain 10 stacks per second up to 50. Each stack will give 0.5% armor regen when it's consumed. Stacks consume 10 stacks per second only in cover. Like all gear sets, equipping the chest and backpack each come with a talent that boosts the 4-piece bonus. The chest increases the max stacks for From the Shadows from 50 to 100, and the stacks gained from 10 to 20. The backpack increases the stacks for Into the Light from 50 to 100, stacks gained from 10 to 20, and stacks consumed from 10 to 20. When I first read this, it actually took me a moment to take in, but after using the gear sets for a while, here's a simplified breakdown. From the Shadows, build stacks while you're in cover that increase your crit damage and your rate of fire when you are out of cover using up the stacks. In reverse, Into the Light stacks when you're out of cover, increasing your armor regen when you enter cover, and the stacks are consumed to repair armor. This gives the gear set an in and out of cover playstyle, which I have to admit I actually really enjoyed. I don't think Umbra is going to send any shockwaves out in the same way Heartbreaker did, but I definitely think this is a gear set players will use, especially when it comes to solo PvE. Built right, this gear set can have a good amount of crit chance thanks to the 2-piece bonus, a good amount of crit damage thanks to From the Shadows, and solid DPS thanks to the increased rate of fire while you're out of cover as long as you've built up the stacks. On top of that, the gear set is actually pretty good when it comes to sustain and self-healing thanks to Into the Light's armor regen when you enter cover. Put these together and you actually have a very versatile gear set. As for PvP, I didn't have a chance to actually test this out, but 9 times out of 10 using cover in PvP is a death sentence, so I don't know if the in and out of cover playstyle will really fit, but it's going to be interesting testing it out in a live game. I tested this set out with 4 pieces including the chest and backpack, the Picaro's holster with the 20% extra weapon damage with the core attribute rolled to armor, and another piece of the Arquebus brand set rolled to weapon damage to get the extra skill tier from the 2-piece brand set bonus. I had the set at 59% crit chance and 140% crit damage, not including the buff from the Shadows. Running through heroic control points and missions was actually pretty comfortable when you get into the rhythm of the 2 buffs jumping in and out of cover, which are actually pretty easy to manage. Starting each encounter from in cover to build up the stacks from the Shadows for the damage, then I would pop out as if I was going to shoot from the cover, press back once to disengage, still being pretty much behind the cover but not attached to it, which would let the RPM and the crit damage buff kick in. Also, it would start Into the Light stacks from building for when I need a heal. After taking a few hits, or if From the Shadow starts to run low, I jump back into cover to repair my armor, then rinse and repeat. I really started to enjoy moving between blocks of cover and having to think more about where I was going to move, because if you get caught out in the open and From the Shadow stacks run out, you may as well not be wearing the gear set at all. Overall, I really enjoyed using the Umbra Initiative gear set. I feel like the description could be a little bit clearer, but I believe that's something that's being worked on. The gear set's playstyle is fun and it feels like it fits with the original intention of the cover-based shooter gameplay the Division franchise was built on. It might need a slight tweak to increase the damage, but nothing crazy, maybe a slight increase to the crit damage you receive from the shadows, but I can see Umbra being a favourite of solo PvE players. I do want to try out a little more in group content and see how it feels in PvP just to kind of see what happens. Looking forward to having the gear set in the live game and seeing what kind of builds come from it. Is this a gear set that you're interested in, or is it hard pass for you? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe for future Division 2 content. As always, a massive thank you to my supporters over on Patreon for helping me make the channel the best it can be. And if you would like to join them, you can support the channel for as little as £1 a month. You'll find the link for the Patreon in the description below. Have a great day, and I will catch you in the next one.